around the dash. Nico, another range support that is often banned, and we very rarely saw it get be available this deep in a draft, so it kind of slipped my mind, but a little bit.
I'm really looking forward to it. As Croco and Hype doing some damage here to this dragon, they will be able to take that one down without a contest. Looks like the grubs might be the option here for DK, as they do have aiming and barrel towards his top side, and Max was on that team as well, and now he's over with DK. There are some vibes. That's a Xiu going aggressive here as Morgan is going to bounce to the other side of his circle, but the flash forward will get the flash out. Needlework almost kills him, but it's not quite enough, as I don't know about that one, Showmaker. He is just dead, and the dream of the 70-minute first blood dies with Showmaker.
I do think that when you look at how Showmaker moved there, it was kind of reasonable.
Dying is possible in every possible scenario. But yeah, just it's not something that you really get used to. As now Showmaker is looking to die again, does use the flash this time. Great charm from Closer, and that will confirm it. Kill is stolen there by Polo, so maybe some infighting on the side of Bro. We'll see whether they can hold themselves together.
It's going to be huge, though, because the Drake is up. It's an Infernal Drake, and Bro already have the first dragon of the game here. Croco did not have to use his Cyclone, so I think they should be pretty comfortable to start this up. Morgan?
Yeah, going a bit aggressive here as the circle is going to get Xiu out of there scot-free. And snip, snip. Not going to be too much here as the needlework actually hitting, and Morgan missing a bunch of buttons here under Xiu. Is this just a solo kill? It is! Morgan couldn't get anyway, didn't have his flash!
Not the first set of abilities Morgan's missed in this lane phase.
It's really opened a huge hole as Closer here, closing in on Showmaker.
There's so much vision for Bro, by the way, all over the map, and I think there's plays like this that are empowered by that. Showmaker goes very greedy here. Could have backed away, but didn't have flash. Very awkward, as Showmaker is going to at least get a turret down here on the bottom side. This game's still relatively even. It feels like a bit of still gets out. Might have been forced to flash, but at the end of the day, it's a huge win for Dplus because they get Herald. They're going to get mid, and maybe Showmaker gets out with flash.
Does manage to flash over the wall, and Morgan does hit some buttons. We'll see whether Showmaker's going to survive. I think a Q might be enough. The auto needs to be there, and there it is. Croco going to have to flash, though, to avoid dying to the turret.
From Xiu, though, they're going to try to punish, and it's too late.
Yeah, teleport is going to be able to get Morgan out of there, so he teleports all the way back to base. Not going to be able to make it down for any sort of dragon fight, though, as the charm is going to connect there onto Barrel. Remember, the movement speed? Well, yeah, he presses a bunch of those buttons, and he will be able to get himself out. The heal and the Shirelias being the two main ones, as Hype in this mid lane will now be able to answer that outer turret that fell just earlier on. And I thought that DK would actually be able to use this to get a dragon.
Yeah, but
as it turns out, it's not going to work.
Yeah, they have to spend so much on Closer.
Never mind, that is the heroic charge, and Closer will just get cut down aiming. Grabs his first of the game.
That might be enough Brio to get the dragon.
Yeah, that'll get
very close game, though, because at the outset, it looked like, okay, they got Herald, they got a turret, but Bro also got a turret. They basically got bottom turret. They got that kill on a Showmaker.
Start position, you know, Wolf.
Yeah, I would argue, okay, we're going to have a bit of a scuffle over this Gromp.
Yep, it's going to be a denial of Croco to be able to escape as well. Still doesn't have that flash back, as there's the ulti onto 2. Croco just wondering where he wants to put his Cyclone, finds the double knockup out of the bottom lane, and will be able to make his way out. And Morgan will survive as well, but DK putting on a lot of pressure. Xiu dancing underneath this turret will be able to demolish the wave at the same time. Feels amazing. And Bro now going to be able to move down and will be able to get some answering vision, as the control ward will be replaced to deny Closer the money. Charm comes in. Lucid, I don't know, not sure about this one, but he does survive for a while before getting put down. There's the flash forward from Closer, and it's a great spell shield from aiming to keep him alive, but still feels like
the win on the top side. Someone needs to defend. It's going to be Morgan.
Yep, it's going to be an ulti used just to demolish the wave and do some damage here to aiming, as there it is. Otacon will be taken down here by the Bros.
And you know, you have the vision control, you can look for turns, you can play around that vision, but being where Lucid was is just not allowed, unfortunately. Atlas, like, Bro were like, oh, we don't have any vision. Yeah, Bro finally kind of get that honest setup here because they had enough control. They can actually look to start this dragon and look for a turn. Paulo in perfect position for a flash Pop Blossom.
Well, there's the Cyclone as ulti comes on through. That gets rid of the Ahri. That could be a big deal, actually, as the clone will be dealt with. And Morgan going hyper-aggressive. A lot of damage here as Lucid trying to make his way out of Xiu's flashing forward. Morgan will be taken out. The Gwen is a menace, but will be eliminated. And the Bros pretty happy with how this has gone so far. A lot on cooldown on the side of Deep. Not too much more as DK will start off this dragon.
Now Paulo doesn't have flash, so they're not worried about it. They're not concerned about that Pop Blossom re-engage.
In fact, no one has flash on the side of Bro. Lucid does have his, though, as the Weaver's Wall comes on down. A little knockback there onto Hypers. It was almost a 50-50, but not able to get over that wall. And DK just lock him out and take it down.
That's the kind of shot calling I think it's been missing for Bro.
Here we go. Cyclone comes in. We'll need another one, though, if he wants to knock up aiming. And now he's just getting kited, put on a leash, and taken down. Not something you're supposed to do, I think, with monkeys, but that is fine. DK, and if you can guarantee tempo, you don't need engage.
Right? Oh, exactly. So that's a great way to say, like, we have a Karma lane that doesn't need the engage. Oh, Croco!
Speaking of engage, the wall is going to come in there. Showmaker turning up as they're looking to defend the president, and they are going to be able to do so. Never mind, Morgan, the Lord, will be able to take down the Sivir, but Shu finds the backline. Look at these low health bars as Hype just barely out of the way of that threaded volley, but it's Lucid that slams him into the wall and takes him down, and they'll grab a monkey as well. DK still coming out on top.
Get this. A cool attempt there for Bro, and I think the best fight they were ever going to get in that situation. Mission accomplished in terms of killing the Sivir.
As the Mountain Drake has spawned, that'll be Mountain Soul Point here for DK. The quad stack of mountains might be on the table if they don't just end the game beforehand. Oh god, Shu does a lot of damage to these turrets. Needlessly large rod now completed. Beginnings of the fourth item. Could be either a Zhonya's or a Death Cap. I think when you go for the rod first, it feels like it's a little bit more Death Cappy. Because otherwise I think you build an arm guard.
Yeah, I think in this game you can't build an arm guard because you can't afford it. You know, you're not in a situation to where you can actually look for a big play. You just need damage, you need to buy time, you need to clear waves. And this wave is not cleared, and this turret is cleared by Shu.
Yep, he is going to be able to break open the base here for the first time as the inhibitor will follow.
One more try.
Oh god, the Hail Mary, the Lord is coming in, and the helicopter is just going to stop. That is an immediate landing as, okay, there was a flank angle, but now they just decide to go in. Shu is going to fall though, and now the circle is put down, and Morgan is bouncing around and looking for the opportunities here as Hype free hitting, but the threaded volley is going to buy the space that DK need. 50 seconds now though on Shu, and this dragon is up. Oh, the seismic shove is good. On to Morgan, and these health bars are getting lower and lower. It is another little spin here.
Akko still has Cyclone. Dplus really need to be careful about the retreat angle here. They're trying to figure out where this Wukong is so they can try to get their backs off here. Looks like Bro are just going to concede the kills and look for the Drake instead. Will be Soul Point for them.
Yeah, picking that one up. There's the double tap on the Boomerang. Can we get rid of the jungle? It went down to 43 health. That's kind of insane, but that is Soul Point for the Bros as Showmaker surfing over, looking for an angle, and this position is awkward. Seismic Shove doesn't quite find the mark, but Heroic Charge, that one definitely does, and now Showmaker can throw rocks all around the Bro Glass house, and they will be able to take down 3 in the first salvo. Hype now running the wrong direction, and Closer, there ain't no way you're getting out of this one, says Lucid, and this may just have been the last attempt from the Bros. The old Dragon for Nexus trade to come through.
I have to give it to the Bros. Both of those flank attempts are way better than I think in most cases they would have, but it still just isn't enough. Some creative problem solving, but ultimately Dplus are just too big. Showmaker has the TP back in. They have the Sivir, and they clean up house. Dplus, Caitlyn, Lucian were the 3 I think that you're thinking, okay, I crush no matter what that support pick is going to be. The Corki is just the safest one, especially trying to deal with Scatter the Weaks and trying.
As far as that particular expansion is concerned, but I know that Achilles has been playing it. We are now going to have a look at this dragon being taken. Lucy going to be lit on fire here by Apollo as the dash away, no flash invested, but it does mean that they're not going to be able to get on over and take out this dragon. So Bro going to be able to start that stacking once again here in this game.
Here with this dragon, with a comp like this, just getting one dragon alone makes me feel amazing. And this is where I was saying, Bro still got one fight, you know, this is not like a disaster situation. They can maybe win a fight, but if they just simply give up objectives like this, then Syndra is happy to eat vision. I mean, look at the vision Dplus have over this Herald. The entry point here, like Beryl is a ward himself, might be too deep.
Yeah, Lucid going forward. Deathmark is going to connect there, but he was tanking the turret. And the Deathmark not really doing too much, as Beryl is likely just dead. He is. That is going to be first blood going down here at 16 minutes and 48 seconds. So not breaking any...
Paulo TP's back in with his unsealed spellbook. They should be able to get this objective.
But it's very tanky. It's a Mountain Drake, right? As a Magnus Storm onto a solo Showmaker, doesn't have flashes. He just used it to try to escape, and so he's just dead. Morgan comes in and says, that looks like a meal. Didn't actually have feast, so doesn't get a stack for it, but still they just take down the Syndra and then get the dragon for themselves. And this is exactly the timing that Bro needed, right? This is where they're hitting their spikes, and they're making DK sweat for it, as there's the knock up onto Shiu. He is kind of happy to be the target. As you can see, he's still got 50% of his health bar. not too worried about being lit on fire as DK still wanting to stand their ground and find something as Lucid will catch Polu.
The choke point.
Yeah, in goes Croco now is aiming in a bit of trouble. That's a great cue from Xiu to try and lock him down, but Beryl trying to get out of there. Tibbetts coming on down as well as Beryl's still walking, but not for much longer. Down he goes. Closer grabs that one, and that is, if there were more feats to be gathered, the feats of warfare to come on through as well as a teleport in immediate rupture. Showmaker, why are you dead? That was not what you wanted to see. It is the Scion getting a kill back, and now Lucid does find the backline and takes down the Annie. But now Xiu gonna be turned into a zombie and is gonna, just chase them down. The Bros really performing well in that last fight and making themselves a decent gold advantage up. Well, it's another Otacon start here, down to 4k health as DK will make it to the area. Polo just dies. That is about it. It is going to be the feast for Morgan, though, to lock down the Otacon, but now, can they stay alive? That's the question. Morgan is absolutely massive and does have the rest of the team behind him. That's a big old knock up there as she also finding one. And yeah, Morgan just rupturing, yelling at them, and is taking so long to go down. Finally, he does as the Dawning Shadow to keep DK alive, but there is still a turret here to get the Bros out. And Hype still taking a fair bit there as the Shadow does go down. We get a big old zoom in as the Shurikens don't quite find the angle. 5 members of DK, low health bars, and down goes Showmaker. Question mark pings all over my brain after that one as she also just going to be rocketed. It's a double for Hype in this bottom lane.
Paulu's back too. Lucid's got to get out of here.
Yeah, he will be able to do so. Does have those shadows.
Dplus could have also just walked away. And then Closer dodges here, and Hype sitting at 3/4 of his health bar, plus the turret is going to help out here. Makes the clutch play to punish Syndra, knows exactly the angle Showmaker is trying to take, and unfortunately, Xiu also under turret aggro, so Hype picks up tons of money on the play. And this already is a scaled up Cho'Gath with 8 beast stacks, and Xiu is not able to compete as a frontliner here in this composition because... And I do feel like they should be able to secure this. They're playing it patiently now. Showmaker on vision. That is going to be potentially a target as they look for Beryl instead.
Yeah, he shows them the door, but he's still going to be taking a fair bit. Scatter not really doing too much there as Apollo getting taken down very, very low. Shuriken's coming in, and now Morgan moving up with about 4 billion health.
This is greedy, bro. You just used everything on a Braum. I don't know about this.
And also Polu, not really going to be able to engage without sacrificing himself immediately. That health bar is just not very large as Lucid skirting around the fight. Force of Will onto Tibbers. There's a big knock up there from Morgan, though. Magnustorm does find them, and the flash out is attempted there from Showmaker, but he still just gets nommed down. They take out Hype, though. Lucid soon to follow, and oh my god, this guy is just so big. Morgan, of course, is who I'm talking about, but still the fight is very even. Croco now fighting Beryl and aiming. And the zombie Scion comes down. Will take some money there for killing the Tibbers, but the rest of Dplus will back away. And aiming and Beryl just not quite able to fight through that front line.
It looked so rough for Bro on the outstep, but he engaged there, pushing back Showmaker.
As DK well and truly on the back foot at this point in time. Morgan lumbering over, and there's the Magnet Storm. Lucid just yelled at, will get taken down. Croco taking a bit of damage here off the outset as the Scat of the Week will connect as well.
They can just go for the Baron here potentially. Like this is not a feast used.
Why does he have so much health? It is just insane.
I mean, at this point, you just walk towards Baron and say good luck. Close are caught though.
Yeah, that is going to be a Dark Sphere down as well as Tibbers will distract them momentarily. Teleport comes in. They are on this Baron.
Follow on the angle.
If they're given any more time, this is just going to explode. There is no smite. DK gonna have to kill them if they don't want them to take this, as there is the engage from Polo. Doesn't have the Magnet Storm anymore, but they will be able to take down this Baron. Decent knock up there from Xiu as they take out the Rel. Tibbers goes down as well. Morgan is almost, he's flashing forward. This guy is an absolute insane person, and he takes down Showmaker to start off the fight. I guess he's still got a regular champion's health bar. It just doesn't look like that because he's missing about 7 regular champions.
So massive. With Baron here for Bro, their siege is kind of insane. Morgan is on 10 stacks. We haven't seen a Cho'Gath this big in years.
Yeah, that Demolish proc did about 40 bajillion damage to that turret, and it is now just dead.
Jack shows with Mountain Soul potentially here in 40 seconds. Damage, wear down a tank.
I mean, unfortunately, Showmaker is just not having the greatest of games thus far as Bro looking for a fight here, is aiming, wanting to stay safe. Beryl, he's not going to be able to do that. Tibbers is now zoning away the rest of them. Xiu goes in. Can he get out, though, is the question, as Flash is up, but he had no way to really use it.
Morgan didn't even want to feast, he wants to save it. He was trying to give him Uber Eats there. Atlas, he was like, I'm coming to you.
Oh, no, he wants another one. That scat of the week was fantastic, though, as the audacious charge came in. I just don't think it's going to do anything, as this turret is going to explode, and the base will be broken open on this Baron push. The Rebel Baron power play sitting at 4.5k for the Bros, and they're looking to make it 3 games here in their first time out, round 3. Rise group we thought would be dominated by DK. But the Bros are looking to battle it back here as a second inhibitor will go down. And I have a feeling that this lead is definitely going to be enough for the Bros, as Hype does get scattered. And maybe they're overstaying, but no, it looks like this inhibitor will go down. Lucid on a flank angle, but he's a Zed. I mean, what is he going to do? The flash scatter does come in there, as Closer is also tagged now. Croco looking for an angle. Beryl stands beside them once again. It is Showmaker taking a nap, and that might be for the last time in this game, as the Nexus could just be put down. The Scion has respawned, as in goes Lucid to find an angle, but the Dawning Shadow doesn't get anything. The Bros continue to just make their way out. They're like, just let us go, guys.
Yeah,
do you want us to kill you again?
Morgan's got a Mountain Soul to eat.
Well, the train is going to leave the station, but remember, the rest of them have to get past the Cho'Gath, and that is going to be so hard. Lucid gets into the backline with the death mark, but then he just explodes. The knockup is there from the 3-talon strike out of Croco, and now Beryl going to get chopped up as well. And I think DK, they know that the way out of this series is through a game 3, and that is precisely what Bro are going to give them, as Polo is diving forward once again. Shiu does manage to help take him down, but that is a worthy sacrifice, as the zombie will come on out, and Shiu is well and truly dead. Another scatter here as Showmaker has come out of the death chamber, possibly to go back in again, as it's one Nexus turret left for Bro to take down. Tibbers being thrown around like a rag doll, but even Tibbers is having a pretty good game so far. And yes, I think the Syndra is not going to be enough to defend here, as Morgan is almost down to another 1,000 hit points. Oh wait, maybe he's going to die. There we go. That's a bunch of money over to aiming that he will maybe be able to spend next game. Jungle, so and put on a lot of pressure. Is Cassiopeia, okay.
That I did not see coming. I was like, okay, is it going to be Orianna for the matchup, or is it going to be Victor?
Too much, as you saw, was turning away quite a few times, and that is going to be that first dragon taken down here by Lucid. Closer here, but doesn't want to overly commit. The Noxious Blast does go wide that time. Is aiming in Beryl. A little bit behind enemy lines now. Headbutt Pulp does come on through.
What?
Beryl, I don't know about that hook. Croco's going to move over. Amy's going to have to flash if he wants to get out, but there's the Sonic Wave coming over, and Lucid finds his way out with a safeguard. Beryl will be there. Never mind. He's just going to get into this grub pit, and then question. He'll die. As Croco comes on over and just eats the Big Daddy. Down he goes. In fact, Closer gets that kill. A big deal here for the mid lane matchup, and they can actually use this.
This get grubs. And I mean, Showmaker, all he can do is he might just have enough time. It's Beryl on Nautilus with level 6. Diving this is tough.
Well, there's another hook to come in. The Pulverize is going to connect. As aiming does go down, as now Croco with the Subjugate running. Lucid is going to come on over, but now Croco just kind of doesn't have anywhere to go, and he is just dead. There are 2 kills coming on through, as Polo was tanking the turret for a little bit longer than he really wanted to, and does just kind of fall.
A bit of farm denied for aiming, but at the end of the day, that was a bit of a...
I mentioned like the question mark pings in the brain.
Yeah.
That happened again just then.
So Beryl going in initially here is why I think Bro feel like they're like, oh, okay, well, he's already...
Well, we're flashing forward. Morgan! The Lord just solo kills Shiu!
Okay, well, that's a big win. That's a big win. Dplus do get the dragon on the other side. Will be 2 Drake lead for them for another. By Beryl. He ends up being left for the wolves. Paulo continues to try to hold the aggro to let him live, but then they both die.
I don't think that was it. I think he just picked up aggro by mistake.
Oh, okay. I thought he actually was trying to hold it there. Either way, Morgan in the first person view.
More than small skirmishes. Lucid standing on a ward here. They knew exactly what was going on, but the hook is still going to connect. There is the exhaust. Knockup is good from the Pulverize, but Polo is still likely to just be dead as the Realm Warp comes on in. The back scratcher down there for Hype, as the culling doesn't really do too much. Petrifying Gaze only onto 1. There's now Croco staying alive for so long. God, Trundle is so broken, man. And Equalizer, Showmaker takes that walk, but decides he needs to flash out of it, and you can understand why. So he is able to walk it off. Mountain Drake up and available. Everyone is alive here, unless... Oh,
a pillar!
God, that pillar is so good. Showmaker well and truly dead once again, and that should mean that the dragon will go over to the Bros. And Lucid, he was ready to start that off. But unfortunately, just caught napping.
Can't put him in the doghouse on his birthday game day.
Oh, it's so unfair.
And he is dead. That turret is going to fall, and that's going to be feats of strength, or at least the turret here for Bro. They need one more kill, as you were alluding to, or one more objective, but it's the feat they get from it. First brick, and they're looking for more here.
Beryl, can you do enough damage to this? The answer is no, and maybe you're going to die for it. As aiming, we need you to come back. Beryl's going to get knocked up, and they're just going to give him up for the ghost. Down goes the Nautilus. It's another quizzical...
3 has not quite lived up to that game 1 success, as this Dplus super broken up in a lot of these skirmishes, and Bro are just not hesitating.
Yeah, well, there's a Q missing, and that's going to mean that this Dragon does go over to the Bros. They're on the board now, as that's just bullet time. Sometimes you just want to press your R button, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly how aiming was locked it down, and then Bro collected it in game 2. As Chew dashing around here, but Closer pretty happy in a side lane as a teleport in from Polo as another fantastic pillar comes down. That gets the bullet time out as Beryl has to flash. He doesn't find the turret. Polo gets underneath it as well, and he's got the unbreakable will. It's a double for Hype, and that should mean even more here for the Bros as the Otacon could be on the menu.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and I don't know whether it's necessarily Bro that we need to be focusing on, because DK, we saw what they were capable of in game 1. We have not seen that since. Game 2 was...
But it's not great at prying open like metal or doors, but it's good at prying open game 3s.
Well, Croco going to look for an angle here as another Calling just going to get soaked here by Beryl. He gets an ult out, he interrupts it, but he's dead. And so Polo ghosting around here. Showmaker, what are we doing? Why are we here? He is going to try and get out, but it is another pillar from Croco. Oh man, player of the match, I think I know where it's going according to me. Might be recency bias, but my god, this Trundle has been so good. As public execution is going to miss, but we'll see whether Morgan is still going to die. Make it rain, comes on down, and oh my god, the Lord is going to turn it as they take down Chiu. Aiming now in trouble, Lucid goes in desperately, trying to find the angle, but Morgan doesn't get hit by those. Aiming is flashing in, and they are tilted off the planet. DK are looking to get crushed in this game 3.
That's the kind of tilted skirmish fight that you don't expect to see from a team that has had so much time together, a team that's got veterans like Showmaker aiming and Barrel on it. And yet
you like it or not?
And you know what? I hate to say it this early in the round, Atlas, but I did say at the beginning of the day, I think Dplus deserve trust. With all the reports about the scrims, as this is such a great moment here from Morgan, has the hourglass, or rather the arm guard, is able to buy so much space here, then tilts aiming into or flashing in and dies. Well, we said at the beginning of the day, I think Dplus deserves our preds.
Going to be able to get a turret here towards the bottom side, but it's 7,000 gold. The lead has just ballooned out of control. Remember, Otacon was picked up earlier on as well. They get back into this game.
He's going to hit 16 off his rod. Oh, there it is.
Hey, there we go. Nailed it. Okay, Lucid is going to taxi out using his own red buff, as this time Showmaker is not going to get completely destroyed by the pillar. As aiming with a Make It Rain, trying to split this fight up as Hype could be in trouble. He's kicked back. Down goes Lucid though, and Hype is just out of range of the bullet time. He stays alive, and the depth charge isn't even enough to kill him. It's Beryl's turn just to dive face forward. He does get his target, but I don't think the entire team was worth it.
Yeah, well, with that third kill, he picks up a Knight's Vow. Atlas, I guess that's what he's going to be looking at here in his collection as the Nexus falls. 4 dead on Dplus. Bro, 17 kills to 5. Relatively low death timer here. Just can't do anything. Bro, take the inhibitor, take the Baron. They're looking for, with this Baron, either the win as they break open the base further, or in game 1 into tragic loss in game 3 and getting totally blasted in game 3 is still a thing, Atlas? Is that still a thing?
It is.
That's what Chronicler's already tweeting about, I'm sure.
Well, Hype is now going to get tagged by a Sonic Wave, but Polo is just getting Lucid out of here. Showmaker trying to flash away, but Croco is just going to kill him. Now Polo finding the backline perfectly as the Equalizer goes down just to assassinate the Misfortune. Showmaker goes down as a bit of an afterthought here, and the Bros will conquer DK here in the first match. Chiu, he's going to dash around a little bit. His public execution was swift and merciless. And the Bros, yeah, they took a little bit of a timeout in the first game, but they absolutely came back with a vengeance in the next 2 and will lay claim to the first series of round 3.
What a great start to round 3 here.